Hi, I'm Robert. At 22, I find myself on the edge of something beautiful yet forbidden, just outside the vibrant pulse of Tacoma, Washington. Not really a city boy, but just nearby enough to feel the pulse of excitement. I'm an electrician, not just a guy with tools playing a part. I poured my heart into studying, earned my certification, and found a position with a small local electrical company that felt like a secret dream come true. We may not be well known, but our connection runs deep, and we find ourselves drawn together time and again. Each day I find myself juggling 2 or 3 service calls, just enough to keep the lights on and the dream of my own business flickering in the shadows of my heart. That morning felt achingly ordinary. I had 2 jobs lined up. The first encounter was a fleeting moment in a sterile office, charged with unspoken tension. A broken wall outlet, nothing special. Then, a call from dispatch shattered the silence. A woman tucked away on the outskirts of the city found herself yearning for someone to come and fix the flickering lights in her garage, a task that felt both mundane and charged with an unspoken longing. There was something about their connection, sparking unexpectedly, leaving them breathless and yearning for more. It wasn't urgent, yet her heart raced at the thought of it being completed today. I found the address, entered it into my GPS, and set off, heart racing with anticipation. The place was tucked away from the bustling main road, a serene escape with grand houses and meticulously cared for lawns, whispering secrets of longing and unspoken desires. As I approached the property, my heart raced, and I hesitated for just a moment. The modern 2-story home loomed ahead, its wide driveway inviting yet filled with unspoken tension. The sleek black gate stood ajar, a silent promise of what lay beyond. Desire lingers in the air, unspoken yet palpable. This isn't where I expected to find myself. I parked, heart racing, and clutched my toolbox as I made my way up the driveway toward the garage, each step heavy with unspoken words and lingering glances. As I neared the side entrance, the door creaked open and she emerged, a vision that stole my breath away. He stood tall, perhaps in his early 30s, with long dark hair cascading into a loose ponytail. Clad in simple jeans and a fitted t-shirt, there was an effortless charm about him that drew her in, igniting a spark of something forbidden yet exhilarating. But it wasn't just her beauty. It was the way she moved, as if she held a secret just out of reach. Bold, graceful. Her eyes met mine for just a fleeting moment before she turned away, focusing on her phone as if it held the answers to everything we couldn't say. "Are you really here for the garage lights?" Her voice was barely a whisper, a fragile thread of longing woven through the silence. "Yes, it was Robert from Cascade Electric," I whispered, my heart racing. "You mentioned they've been flickering?" Her eyes flickered with a mix of longing and hesitation as she nodded, gesturing toward the garage. "Every time I unlock the door, they slip away into the night, leaving a bittersweet ache behind. Sometimes they find their way back to you. Sometimes they just can't. It's frustrating." "Understood. I'll sneak a peek." Her silence spoke volumes. She turned away, slipping back inside the house, the door to the garage closing softly behind her, a barrier to the world outside. I placed my things aside, heart racing as I dove into the task at hand. The situation was undeniably clear. Frayed connections, a spark of danger lurking in the shadows. The last one to touch it took the easy way out. I turned off the power, my heart racing as I removed the old unit. With careful hands I cleaned the wiring, feeling the thrill of change. Then I installed the new motion sensor, its sleek housing a promise of what could be. It was a fleeting moment, just a couple of hours, filled with anticipation and a hint of something we shouldn't have felt. Not a single word escaped her lips the entire time. Just a glance, a heartbeat, and the weight of unspoken words between us. Only silence lingered between us. Once I finished, I gathered my tools, hesitated for a moment, then flipped the breaker back on, my heart racing as I tested the lights again, each flicker igniting a spark of hope and longing. Absolutely perfect. I knocked softly on the door, my heart racing as I waited in the silence. Moments later, she reappeared, heart racing and eyes shimmering with unspoken secrets. In that fleeting moment, she was truly present, her gaze lingering on him, as if the world around them had faded away. She approached with a quiet grace, her gaze catching the flicker of lights igniting, and a small secretive smile danced on her lips. At last she whispered, her voice trembling with unspoken longing. They function perfectly, yet there's an unspoken tension that lingers between them. Yes, I nodded in response, my heart racing. It was a tangled connection, one that sparked more than just electricity. I took the chance and replaced the sensor, hoping it would make a difference. Feels right now, doesn't it? She crossed her arms, a hint of defiance in her gaze, tilting her head just enough to invite curiosity. Your talent is undeniable. Thank you. I whispered, my heart swelling with unspoken feelings. And then she whispered it. Your confidence in your work is truly captivating. That's captivating, I gasped. Took me by surprise. Not at all. Ugh, the weight of unspoken feelings hangs heavy in the air. I stifled a nervous laugh, my heart racing with unspoken feelings. Thank you. Her smile lingered. A fleeting moment that felt both electric and dangerous. This time it tingled with a secret thrill. Not with a hint of sarcasm or mockery, but with a sincerity that cut deep. Then she pressed her back against the doorframe, a silent barrier between them, her breath catching in the air, heavy with unspoken words. Is there more to you than just the daily grind? Your presence is captivating. Once again, I find myself unexpectedly drawn to you. I've had my share of friendly customers, but this feels different, electric, and oh so risky. Not in the way she does. To be honest, not much, I whispered. My days are consumed by work, leaving little room for anything else. I tend to stay in, avoiding the noise of the world outside. I find solace in the hush of twilight and the gentle embrace of dawn. Her head dipped slightly, a silent agreement wrapped in unspoken longing. That feels exhilarating. I find myself drifting away from the crowd, lost in my own thoughts. Took me off guard. She had an air about her that whispered of late-night adventures and stolen moments, far from the confines of home. She had the kind of allure that belonged in the front row of a high-end lounge or on a sun-kissed yacht, a vision that felt just out of reach. But the way she whispered it, it felt like a secret meant only for me. It felt genuine. You know, she said softly, people always jump to conclusions when you have a certain look. It wears me down. I nodded, my heart racing, words caught in my throat. Then she added, I know this is unexpected, but would you want to spend some time together this weekend? I paused, heart racing, caught in a moment that felt both electric and wrong. Maybe we could steal a moment together? I dared to ask. Her smile was a fleeting spark, igniting something deep within him that felt both exhilarating and wrong. Yes, just us. In a hidden corner of the world. A hidden place just for us. Take your time, there's no rush. My heart raced as I paused, caught in the moment. Then whispered, I want that more than anything. Her smile blossomed, a fleeting spark of something unspoken. Exciting. I'll send you the details soon. Thank you for the lights. They mean more than you know. And just like that, she turned and slipped back into the house, leaving me standing there, feeling as if I had just crossed the threshold into a world where we could never truly belong. I slid into my car, the door clicking shut behind me, and lingered in the silence, heart racing with unspoken words. What just transpired? That day lingered like a bittersweet memory, a dream I couldn't fully grasp. I drove to my next appointment, fixing a busted outlet at some guy's workshop. I smiled through the usual small talk, but my heart raced as I checked my phone every 15 minutes, longing for a message that felt both thrilling and wrong. Yet there was silence. No text. Not a single call came through. Only silence lingered between us. I had never even caught her name. I had poured my heart into this job, never daring to ask for anything in return. Completely businesslike. And then she let that remark slip at the end, shattering the silence like a whispered secret meant to stay hidden. Do you think we could steal a moment together this weekend? And I whispered yes. In an instant, everything changed. Friday arrived, heavy with unspoken longing. Silence lingers, heavy and unyielding. I thought perhaps she was only being courteous. Or perhaps it was a challenge whispered in the shadows of wealth. A memory that would spark laughter among friends, but held a deeper, unspoken longing beneath the surface. Do you feel it? I took a leap and asked my electrician out. Can you feel that? It's like a secret we shouldn't share. I fought against the truth, telling myself it was insignificant. Whispers of longing slipped through the air, unguarded and fleeting. But then, just after noon on Friday, a message appeared on my phone from a number I didn't recognize. Hey, it's Olivia. From The Glow. Are you still thinking about Saturday? I'll come for you. Midday. Just one moment, please. My heart raced. The moment I finally let go, I felt the weight of everything I had been suppressing. So, Olivia. It feels like we're dancing on the edge of something we shouldn't. Now I had a name that whispered secrets in the dark. And she felt the weight of the memory pull at her heart. I just felt it without hesitation. I shared my location with her, my heart racing at the thought of what might happen next. A hidden corner of a bustling parking lot, just beyond the hardware store's entrance, just beyond the bustling world, where secrets linger in the shadows. It shouldn't be like this, but my heart pulls me closer, just a breath away, so uncomplicated. Her response was a simple thumbs up, but it felt like a spark in the silence between them. As dawn broke, I found myself awake long before the world stirred, anticipation coursing through me. I slipped into 3 different shirts, each one feeling like a secret I wasn't meant to share. Everything feels so achingly familiar. I polished my shoes, each stroke a whisper of longing and unspoken desires. Even bare weekends are my secret escape, a time when I let the world fade away, and the little things like a razor become distant memories. Yet there was an undeniable urge to appear perfect, as if the moment demanded it. Still me, but with a hint of longing. As I stepped into the parking lot, the clock barely ticked past 11:45, yet my heart raced with the thrill of what was to come. I perched on the curb, feigning interest in my phone, but my heart raced with each car that turned in, hoping it would be you. At 12:02, a thrilling sound pierced the silence, igniting something deep within me. I glanced upward. She arrived, the sleek silver Porsche 911 Turbo glinting under the fading light, a symbol of both allure and danger. Under the open sky, shades in place, her hair danced in the wind, a fleeting moment that felt stolen from a dream. It felt like the world paused, all eyes drawn to her, a secret longing in the air. And then he looked at me, standing there like a secret waiting to be uncovered. She waved, a fleeting moment that felt like a secret shared between them, electric and unspoken. His name lingered in the air, a whisper of something sweet yet unattainable. I offered her a brief nod, my heart racing as I opened the passenger door. It's me, the one caught in a whirlwind of feelings, longing for something just out of reach. Her smile was a secret, a fleeting moment that ignited something deep within. Come closer. The seats were soft and inviting, a tempting comfort in the midst of uncertainty, the kind that makes your heart race, like a fleeting glance in a crowded room. Her fragrance was a whisper of sweetness, intoxicating and elusive. Whispers lingered, unforgettable yet unnamed. As we merged onto the highway, my heart raced and I finally dared to ask, "So where are we going?" "There's a secret spot I escape to when the world feels too heavy," she whispered. "You might just find yourself drawn to it. I'll always be here for you." We drove for what felt like an eternity, the hills and forests blurring into a secret world, the roads narrowing as if leading us to something we both knew we shouldn't seek. Finally, she veered onto a gravel path, drawing closer to the shadows of the trees that whispered secrets of the heart. The sound of rushing water filled the air, a whisper of something hidden just beyond my sight. Her heart raced as she parked, a mix of excitement and trepidation swirling within her. We strolled along a narrow path, just a fleeting 5 minutes, until it revealed a hidden world. A hidden waterfall cascaded into a secluded pool, embraced by towering trees and rugged stones, whispering secrets of a love that dared not speak its name. It was breathtaking. Whispers linger in the silence. Intense. My gaze drifted toward her, a spark igniting in the silence between us. Her lips were pressed together, a silent storm brewing behind her eyes. Not in a sorrowful manner, just serene. In the quiet moments when the world fades away, a spark ignites between us. It's a connection that feels both exhilarating and dangerous, a secret we dare not share. Every glance, every touch, sends shivers down my spine, reminding me of the thrill of what we could be, yet knowing the risks that come with it. Our hearts race in unison, caught in a dance of longing and restraint, as we navigate the fine line between desire and the unspoken rules that bind us. "This place," she whispered, "makes me feel so small." In a way that stirs the heart. We perched on a flat rock, the mist teasing us from a distance. She quietly removed her sandals, letting her bare feet touch the cool water. A secret moment just for her. I couldn't help but follow. It was a chilling embrace, yet somehow invigorating. Her gaze was unwavering as she whispered, "I can feel your thoughts. Do you feel it too?" "Yes. You're curious why a person like me would bring someone like you to this place." I remained silent. It hurt to admit it, but deep down she was right. Her gaze lingered on the shimmering surface, a world of secrets hidden beneath. My father runs a logistics company, but my heart is tangled in a secret that feels so wrong yet so right. It's a secret, but it feels so right. My mother oversees the HR department. Our secret haven, settled long before I even knew what it meant to desire. Fast cars, elite schools, hidden ties, all of it. I held my breath. She continued, her heart racing with every step. But as I grew up, I felt like I was just a label to everyone around me. The girl from the other side of the tracks. She was everything he shouldn't want, yet he couldn't help but crave her. The thrill of their stolen moments ignited a fire in his heart, one that whispered of danger and desire. Boys were drawn to the fantasy of me. Some girls longed to be by my side, while others cast me with disdain. In a world where shadows lingered, I remained invisible, yearning for a glance that would ignite the fire within. Not quite. Not until I encountered someone who was blissfully unaware of my past. "Are you talking about me?" I whispered, my heart racing. Her heart raced as she nodded, a silent agreement wrapped in unspoken longing. "You never inquired about my world. You never sought to win my heart. You fulfilled your duty, whispered your gratitude, and slipped away. It's a fleeting moment. It was simply you and nothing else mattered." My heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of unspoken words. I whispered the first thought that pierced my heart. "I wondered if this was all just a game to you." Like a secret whispered in the dark. Her gaze met mine at last. "I understand." Yet I found myself lost in the moment. The silence wrapped around us like a secret, heavy and electric. Not clumsy, just deeply aware. Then she offered a fleeting smile, one that held secrets and unspoken desires. "I just want something simple yet so deeply felt." I longed for a connection, a fleeting moment with someone who sought nothing in return. "Text. I'll do it," I whispered, my heart racing. Just a fleeting moment. Her heart raced as she nodded, a silent agreement that felt both thrilling and dangerous. "Thank you." We lingered in that moment, lost in each other's eyes, time slipping away like a secret we dared not speak. Whispers shared in the shadows, stifling a giggle, heart racing, whispering secrets in the dark. In that moment, a wave of peace washed over me, a feeling I hadn't experienced in what felt like an eternity. As the sun began its descent, she rose, her fingers gently sweeping the gravel from her jeans, a bittersweet moment lingering in the air. "It's time to leave, but my heart aches at the thought of saying goodbye." "Yes," she whispered, "but I'm so grateful you showed up." As we made our way back, the quiet wrapped around us like a secret, filled with unspoken words and lingering glances. Silence enveloped the room, heavy with unspoken words. Only the whisper of the wind and the lonely stretch of the road. She let me out at the same spot where our journey began, a bittersweet moment hanging in the air between us. I reached for the door, my heart racing, then paused to meet her gaze. "Will our paths cross once more?" Her silence hung in the air, heavy with unspoken words. Then she whispered, "Perhaps if you dare to call me." I stepped out, closed the door, and felt a pang in my chest as she disappeared into the horizon. As the car vanished from sight, a bittersweet truth washed over me. It had never truly been a date at all. Not quite. Yet it felt like so much more than just a casual escape. It was the beginning of a secret. I hadn't realized it then. The days that followed our trip were tinged with an unspoken longing. As I went about my usual tasks, fixing sockets, replacing panels, resetting blown fuses, each movement felt charged, alive with an unspoken tension that lingered in the air. I was no longer just going through the motions. Something deeper stirred within me, a flicker of something I dared not name. Olivia lingered in my thoughts, quietly yet profoundly, like a secret I dared not share. It was a melody that lingered, haunting and irresistible, echoing in the corners of my heart. Whispered secrets linger in the air, a fragile connection that feels both thrilling and wrong. Each glance ignites a spark, a longing that dances just out of reach, leaving hearts racing and breaths shallow. In the shadows, the world fades away, leaving only the intoxicating pull of what should not be. Unwavering. Forever lingering. But the strange thing is, her silence lingered like a whispered secret, heavy with unspoken words. I never thought I'd crave your words like this. But after her raw honesty at the waterfall, after all she revealed, I suppose I expected something more between us. Hey, that felt special. Or perhaps a fleeting moment of laughter. I'm lost in this whirlwind of feelings. Yet the silence lingered. I began to question my worth. Perhaps she craved a secret confidant, someone to share her hidden thoughts with. Perhaps I had been that all along. A fleeting companion for just a day. He was just an ordinary guy, someone she could confide in. A fleeting connection that danced on the edge of her reality. A world where he didn't truly belong. Perhaps that was the secret all along. Yet a lingering pull kept me tethered to the past. Perhaps it was the intensity in her gaze as I prepared to leave the car. Or the way her voice lingered, a hesitant invitation, as if daring him to reach out. As if she were handing me her heart and stepping away, leaving me breathless. I picked up the phone and dialed her number, my heart racing with every ring. It was the next Friday, a day heavy with unspoken tension. As I sat in my car outside the hardware store, cradling a cup of terrible coffee, I fought against the flutter of nerves that threatened to betray me. I pulled out my phone, my heart racing as I tapped her name. Her voice broke through the silence on the third ring. Hey, she whispered, her voice barely breaking the silence between them. Her voice wrapped around him like a soft embrace, stirring something deep within that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Intimate. Hey, it's Robert. I know, she whispered, her voice trembling with unspoken longing. Her voice danced with a smile, a secret joy that tugged at my heart. I wished for your voice to break the silence. I let out a breath, feeling the weight of unspoken feelings lift slightly. Do you think we could find a way to meet again? I dared to ask. This time I'll make it unforgettable. Time hung in the air, heavy with unspoken words. In that case, I would really love that. We found our moment on a quiet Sunday afternoon. I promised her I'd come for her. She simply took my hand, her eyes sparkling with unspoken secrets, and followed me into the unknown. Her voice trembled slightly as she whispered, "Okay, I'll be ready." I never imagined what someone like Olivia might want from our second encounter. Yet deep down I longed for it to be something genuine. Not a place for dining. Not a place that draws attention. Just a fleeting moment. I arranged a secret picnic. Yes, truly real. I took a blanket from my mom, packed some sandwiches, fruit, and a couple of glass bottles of lemonade, feeling a thrill of excitement and a hint of secrecy in the air. I even got a little cooler just for this moment. Then I found myself online, heart racing as I rented a car, each click feeling like a step into the unknown. Subtle yet profound. Not broken, just something pure. A sleek silver Camry 2018, glinting under the moonlight. On a quiet Sunday afternoon, I found myself parked outside her house, heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The same grand estate, its expansive driveway leading to sleek glass windows that seemed to hold secrets of their own. She stood on the front steps, the evening air wrapping around her like a secret. The soft blue hoodie hugged her figure, while the black leggings whispered of a casual elegance that felt almost forbidden in the twilight. Just bare skin, unguarded eyes, and a heart racing in the shadows. She approached, a soft smile gracing her lips as she slipped into the passenger seat. A moment that felt both electric and fleeting. "Hey you, the one who makes my heart race under the sun." I chuckled softly, a bittersweet warmth blooming in my chest. "Are you prepared for a secret that could change everything? Forever." We drove for what felt like an eternity, the air thick with unspoken words, to a hidden spot that held echoes of laughter and warmth from my childhood with my dad. A secluded glade at the forest's edge, where secrets linger in the air. The hills whispered secrets, the sky loomed vast and endless, and in that quiet moment, the chaos of life faded away, leaving only the ache of longing. We slipped away beneath the sheltering trees, our hearts racing as we laid the blanket on the grass. A secret world just for us. I filled the plastic cups with lemonade, stealing glances at her as she sat cross-legged, lost in the dance of the clouds above. "I can't recall the last time I felt this way," she whispered. "What a moment shared under the sun. where laughter danced on the breeze and glances lingered just a heartbeat too long. Absolutely not. Something raw and unfiltered. Restrained. Picture perfect. Her breath hitched. This feels real. We lingered in the moment, sharing bites and laughter. My clumsy attempts at peeling oranges drawing playful teasing. Our conversation danced through childhood memories, quirky clients, and the songs that made our hearts race. Neither of us sought to win the other over. Yet an unspoken connection lingered in the air, electric and undeniable. It was effortless, like a secret whispered in the dark. In that fleeting instant, everything changed. She sat in silence, lost in the shadows of the trees, the sun's gentle touch warming her face in a way that felt almost too intimate. She turned to me slowly, her eyes shimmering with a secret, and whispered, "You know what I liked most about the other day? What is this feeling that pulls me closer, yet keeps us apart? Your gaze held no expectations, just a quiet longing that stirred something deep within me. Not love, not the spotlight, not a whisper of approval. Your gaze met mine for just a fleeting moment. I held my breath, caught off guard as she leaned in closer, and I found myself drawn to her, meeting her gaze in a moment that felt both thrilling and dangerous. In that fleeting instant, everything else faded away. Soft whispers and hidden glances. Words hung in the air, unspoken yet heavy with meaning. It was a silent promise, a shared understanding that lingered in the air between us, unspoken yet undeniable. As we parted, her smile lingered, soft and bittersweet. My heart raced at the thought of you taking that step. My heart raced as I whispered, "I don't know if I can. It happens more often than I'd like to admit. I've come to guard my heart fiercely." We lingered on the blanket, hearts racing, as the trees swayed gently in the breeze, lost in a moment that felt both perfect and perilous. As the sun began to sink, her fingers brushed against mine, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. "Text? I can't quite put my finger on it," she whispered, her heart racing. "But it feels so right." "Same here." The silence hung heavy between us as we drove back, words unspoken yet brimming with unacknowledged feelings. Yet, it wasn't for lack of words between us. We never had to, and yet it felt like everything. She never wanted to be left at the threshold, heart racing with unspoken words. She allowed me to drive right up to the front door, a moment that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Just before she crossed the threshold, she glanced back at me, her eyes filled with unspoken words. "Text me," she whispered, her eyes filled with a mix of longing and uncertainty. "Always." And then she vanished into the night. I lingered for a moment, the intoxicating scent of lemon and lavender wrapping around me like a bittersweet memory before I finally drove away. I felt a rush of uncertainty, yet deep down, I understood this was no fleeting moment between us. The next few days felt like a fleeting dream, not because anything monumental had occurred. It was a spark, electric and undeniable, the kind where you wake up and your heart feels free, where time stands still and every moment feels electric, where each drive between jobs ignites a spark, a fleeting moment that feels alive with unspoken longing. I found myself reaching out to Olivia more often, just a quiet longing, a spark that feels both thrilling and wrong, just raw, heartfelt moments. There I was, balancing on the edge of the moment, one hand deftly repairing the ceiling fan, the other clutching a flashlight between my lips. It felt like a dance, a secret shared only with the shadows around me, filled with regret, just a whisper of truth. She was a beacon of courage. "Your turn now." She felt the warmth of embarrassment wash over her as the dark stain spread across the silk, a silent reminder of the chaos that often accompanied her heart. In that moment, surrounded by faces on the screen, she wished for a different kind of connection, one that was more than just professional, yet so tantalizingly out of reach. "Surpass that if you dare." We giggled, exchanged melodies, and sent each other pictures of clouds that resembled our secret dreams. We were creating a connection, unspoken yet undeniable, dancing on the edge of what we knew we shouldn't. And still I found myself lost in uncertainty. She was everything he couldn't have, rich, stunning, and impossibly confident. I was just me, lost in a world that felt both familiar and forbidden. A man in worn work boots, his hands marked by the toil of his labor, carries a quiet longing beneath his rugged exterior. The thought that she might pick me, leaving behind everyone else in her world, sent a thrill through my heart that felt dangerously unreal. It was a week after that stolen moment at the picnic when her message lit up my phone late on a Thursday night. Olivia, are you available tomorrow night? Always free in body, but my heart remains locked away, yearning yet unclaimed, while my worth goes unnoticed. Why must we hide this feeling, this spark that ignites when our eyes meet? It's a question that lingers, heavy with unspoken desire. Olivia, please just come over. With my parents away for a week, the air feels charged with possibility. I have something to reveal to you. It was the first time she let me step into her world, truly into it. More than a mere garage. Not here, not now. Within these walls. For just a heartbeat I paused, caught in the thrill of what could be. I'll be there no matter what. On that Friday evening I slipped into my favorite jeans and a black button-up, the only one that felt right for the moment. The sun dipped low, spilling a warm golden glow across her driveway, igniting a spark of something unspoken between them. The front door stood ajar, a whisper of possibility lingering in the air. She stood in the dim hallway, her bare feet whispering against the cool floor, wrapped in an oversized knit sweater that seemed to swallow her whole, leggings clinging softly to her form. Her hair was carelessly swept into a messy bun, bare of any makeup, revealing a raw beauty that felt both intimate and elusive. She appeared serene, a quiet beauty that stirred something deep within him, a longing that felt both tender and wrong. "Hey," she whispered, her eyes glinting with unspoken words as she stepped aside. "Step inside." I step into the foyer, my heart racing with a mix of anticipation and dread. The house was stunning, a dream plucked from the pages of a design magazine. High ceilings and glass walls create an atmosphere that feels both intimate and distant, a modern sanctuary where secrets linger in the air. Yet everything felt warm. It was a warmth that lingered, a space filled with unspoken secrets. Mine. She led me through the house, our fingers brushing as we stepped into the kitchen, a world where secrets lingered in the air. 2 plates sat on the island, flickering candlelight casting shadows that danced between them. "Do you really cook?" I asked, my heart racing in disbelief. In a way, yes. I indulged in a meal from my favorite spot, savoring the warmth as I brought it back to life. So, a little bit of home, a little bit of longing. We dined on what she claimed was an excess, perhaps. I chose silence instead. Words danced between them, charged with unspoken longing. She shared her passion for her work, a startup on the edge of something beautiful, reimagining sustainable packaging, in a world that often overlooks it. Text. I shared with her my secret desire to start a little repair service of my own. A place for those of us who felt lost, who longed for something more than the expected path, like me. Then she rose, a spark of defiance in her eyes. "Come on, let me share a secret with you." She took my hand and guided me up the stairs, her touch sending shivers down my spine, until we reached a door at the end of the hall. She hesitated before pushing the door open, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and fear. It was a tiny art studio, where secrets lingered in the air, and every brushstroke whispered of unspoken desires. Canvases stood like silent witnesses against the wall, holding secrets of unspoken desires. Some left incomplete, some hidden away, some bursting with emotions I never saw coming. "Do you create art?" I asked, breathless. Her heart raced as she nodded, a silent agreement that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Just between us. Only for my heart. As I stepped inside, my heart raced, taking in the shadows that whispered secrets around me. Her voice whispered softly behind me. "This is the only place where I can truly be me." Just raw moments, unguarded glances, and the thrill of what could be. I glanced at her, my heart racing. "You should always embrace who you truly are." Her gaze met mine, a fleeting moment that sent shivers down my spine. And for a fleeting moment, her bravado wavered ever so slightly. She moved in, heart racing. "I can't quite understand what we have, Robert," she whispered, her voice trembling with uncertainty. "But I know that when I'm with you it's all too real. Your feelings mean everything to me. I'm lost in this too," I answered. "Yet you linger in my thoughts endlessly." In that intimate space, her fragility echoed through each brushstroke, and I found myself kissing her once more. This time everything felt electric, charged with a thrill that whispered of secrets and stolen moments. The air was thick with unspoken words. There was only a breathless moment of certainty. It was a longing we both understood, a desire that whispered between us, unspoken yet undeniable. It was a fragile trust, one we were both hesitant to embrace fully. Later that night we sat so close, the world outside fading away, lost in the warmth of each other's presence, an old movie flickering softly in the background. Her head found a home on my shoulder, a moment suspended in time, electric and fragile. "You're the first one I've allowed to see this side of me in ages," she murmured, her voice trembling with vulnerability. "And I'm staying right here," I whispered. Her smile held a bittersweet longing. "Don't utter those words unless your heart truly feels them." "Text, I do," I whispered, my heart racing, every syllable laced with longing. At some point we both drifted into a peaceful slumber on the couch, wrapped in the warmth of each other's presence. The gentle rhythm of rain against the windows pulled me from sleep at 2 a.m., a haunting melody that stirred something deep within me. She lay there, serene and unaware, a fragile dream beside me, as if the world outside ceased to exist, and we were meant to be in that fleeting moment. I couldn't bear the thought of leaving. I wished time would freeze, holding us in this fleeting embrace forever. My heart raced, caught in the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Would the gap between our worlds grow too vast to bridge? Would her world consume me whole? Yet, deep down, I always understood this truth. For the first time in ages, I felt more than just the electrician. In that fleeting moment, I felt truly seen, as if the world around us faded away, leaving just the two of us in a secret embrace of understanding. For months have slipped by since I first dared to knock on Olivia's garage door. It lingers in my mind, vivid and haunting. The chill in her voice cut through the air, leaving a lingering ache in his heart. Her finger traced the shattered lights, and I felt like just another item on a list, lost in the shadows of what could never be. And I was there, heart racing, caught in the moment. For just a fleeting moment, that's all I was meant to be. Yet, amidst the chaos of exposed wires and tangled connections, an unexpected flame ignited. After that night at her house, we couldn't stay away from each other. It wasn't every day. Yet in those stolen moments, our lives intertwined, routines blurred, and the thrill of the unexpected began to feel achingly familiar. Or rather, it began to feel like destiny. Sunday evenings stretched into stolen weekends, filled with whispers and fleeting glances. Messages transformed into whispered conversations. Awkward silences melted into something warm and inviting. It was just a quiet moment, filled with unspoken feelings that lingered in the air. Will you be mine even if it feels wrong? A fleeting heartbeat. It unfolded slowly. Truthful. It was that raw intensity that made it all feel so alive. Yet, beneath the surface, reality holds secrets. And I realized all too soon that being with someone like Olivia meant embracing the shadows that lingered around us. It began with stolen glances, the kind that wraps around you like a secret, where every glance feels electric, and the world fades away as she enters the room, drawing eyes and whispers in her wake. Not from a screen or a script, but simply from the depths of being alive. From being entwined in that secret world. They gazed at me as if I were an intruder in their secret world. Once, at a dinner party for her friend's engagement, everything felt electric between us. Amidst the polished suits and elegant dresses, whispers of ambition filled the air. But beneath it all, a secret longing simmered, unspoken yet palpable. I stood there in my best shirt, ginger ale in hand, fighting the urge to glance at the clock, each tick a reminder of the moments slipping away. Later that night, I confessed to her that I felt like I didn't belong. Her gaze pierced through me and she whispered, "It's because you're different from them. And that's precisely why I chose you. Just them and so much more." Yet it only deepened the ache. It wasn't just her heart that was shifting. So was mine. My boss caught me lost in thought. I began to refuse the extra calls. It wasn't that I was lazy. It was that my heart longed for a place, a feeling more than the actions that once defined me. For someone who has always found his identity in his career, this feeling was uncharted territory. Olivia felt a spark. One night, we found ourselves alone in my apartment. Small, chaotic, and cozy in a way that feels intimately familiar. She sat on my couch, legs crossed, lost in the pages of a forgotten high school yearbook, a relic of my past I didn't even realize I still owned. "You've created something beautiful here," she said, her voice trembling with unspoken longing. "It may be small," I whispered, "but it belongs to me." She glanced around, the tools haphazardly piled by the door, the countertop worn and cracked, and the thrift store painting hanging askew by a single nail, a silent witness to their secret. Text, I like it, she whispered, her eyes shimmering with a secret thrill. And in that moment, I couldn't help but trust her completely. Under the stars, we whispered secrets for hours, revealing our hearts and the dreams we dared to share. Not in a storybook kind of way. In a way that feels achingly real. She whispered to me, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and fear, that she was contemplating leaving her corporate job behind. She whispered that she was weary of feigning concern for numbers that held no meaning for her. She had been yearning to begin something intimate, something that truly mattered. Perhaps something beautifully unexpected. I whispered to her that I was contemplating the daring step of starting my own business, acquiring a van, defining my essence, creating something that belongs to me, not just serving another's dream. And then she whispered something that took my breath away. What if we created a secret world of our own? My gaze lingered on her, a silent longing stirring within me. Just like us. Her heart raced as she nodded, a silent agreement that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Just like us. Feels like a lifetime has passed since then. Since that moment, everything has changed for the better. She's been my secret muse, guiding me as I craft something beautiful and fragile. Emblem. Whispers of longing linger in the air. A secret shared only between two hearts. The thrill of the unknown dances in their eyes, as they navigate the delicate balance of desire and restraint. Each stolen glance ignites a fire, a connection that feels both exhilarating and perilous. In the shadows, their story unfolds, a bittersweet melody of love that dares to defy the world around them. Even a simple plan can spark something unexpected. I'm still carrying out the tasks, but my heart whispers of something more forbidden, still reaching for heights we shouldn't touch. Every splash of color feels like a secret, a reminder of the moments we shared, even if they were fleeting. But now it feels like I'm not merely mending the pieces. I'm taking a step into the unknown. We're taking our time, savoring every stolen moment. We remain in our separate worlds. We still share our secret mornings, our secret vices. Yet here we are, drawn to one another against all odds. Deliberately. Each passing day feels like a stolen moment, a secret longing that lingers in the air. That choice holds a weight that transcends any label. Last weekend we returned to the waterfall, where our hearts whispered secrets only the water could understand. That familiar place. Familiar stones, heavy with unspoken memories. This time we dared to bring coffee and donuts, a small indulgence in our secret world. My arm wrapped around her, a moment stolen from the world. Her head rested gently on my shoulder, a moment stolen from the world around us. For what felt like an eternity, we simply surrendered to the sound of the water. She whispered, I never imagined I'd fall for the man who came to mend my lights. I chuckled softly, a bittersweet warmth blooming in my chest. It was a surprise, a thrill to be beckoned back to her world, the one I had only glimpsed from afar. Her smile was a fleeting spark, igniting something deep within him that felt both thrilling and wrong. You've become so much more than just the electrician to me. I kept silent. I pressed my lips gently to her temple, pulling her closer, savoring the moment that felt both sweet and wrong. 'Cause she was undeniably right. I was so much more than that. I remain Robert, always caught in the shadows of what we can never fully embrace. Forever 22. Each day unfolds like a secret, navigating through jobs and bills, one hesitant step at a time. But now I have someone who truly understands me, not for my actions but for the essence of my being. Perhaps that's the heart of it all. Not the privileged girl falling for the boy from the other side of the tracks. Not the car. Not the picnic we dreamed of. Not that kiss. Yet, two souls from separate worlds daring to create something beautiful together. Just a quiet longing. No eruption of feelings. Only a spark. Raw, tangled, flawed, and undeniably real.